Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. And today I'm excited to share with you guys yet another watch review. Okay, now, I've reviewed this company in the past, probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. The company's called Neymar, and they only make a few watches in their lineup, several different color executions. The one that I reviewed last week was a slightly larger big brother of this in an automatic. And basically, this is a homage to Rolex SUBMARINER. And let's face it, everybody and their brother makes one of those. And you know, I gotta tell you, as time has gone on, and I'm able to reach out to companies and receive watches to review as samples with you guys, I actually really start to appreciate just some of the smaller watches. Again, I'm always gonna be the big, blingy, flashy Invicta guy, but it is always nice to get something a little bit different. I do find myself wearing watches like this a little more just around the house when I'm just kind of working around or cleaning, whereas, you know, the big Invicta watch might kind of get in the way of that. You know, but let's face it, I wear my Invictas almost daily, but this is a great watch, and I have to tell you that, you know, sometimes I don't mean to give Rolex a bad name in any way. It's a fantastic watch, fantastic company, but, you know, it's always got to be a basic watch to me. I don't really think there's anything really unique about a Rolex, any of the Rolex watches, really, for that matter. You know, it's just more of a... It's just a different style, and although I appreciate the brand, it is pretty cool to get samples from these companies and get to kind of experience what a watch like that might feel like. You know, I don't always wear my big giant Invicta. Sometimes I just want to wear something a little bit smaller. I wear all my watches, and I appreciate all of them for all their different design styles and just the way I feel when I'm wearing them. You know, it's just another one for the collection. So let's talk a little bit about this watch. Again, the company's called Neymar, and this is, again, a smaller version of the one I reviewed a couple weeks ago that was the automatic. Again, another homage to the SUBMARINER. So let's talk a little bit about it. Just right off the website with the specs, 40mm case diameter. First off, before I start rambling on, let me show you guys what the watch looks like. I have to tell you, I never thought that I'd be a fan of a black bezel and black face, and I reviewed a couple months ago one of my Alexander watches that came. I have them in 3 different colors, and this has turned out to be one of my favorite color combinations in a watch like this. I never would have thought I would have liked the black on black like that, but I do. And you know what's something is that I kind of wish now my Hydromax that I got years ago, it was available in the black on black, and I ended up going with a a gold on gold, and I kind of wish I would have went with the black on black after owning one in this color combination. Something that really makes it pop. I'm not sure what it is, but I've grown to really like it. So 40mm on case diameter, about 13 to 14mm in case thickness. So this is kind of a squatty little guy. It's kind of thick for the size of the watch, which is great. I always like it when a watch actually has a nice tall wrist presence. And for a 40mm watch, have a 13mm case thickness. That's pretty good. That's pretty thick. You have a machined clasp on this, which is always kind of nice in a watch that's under $200. You know, ultimately, I have watches that have, and when I say machined, this one actually is machined as well. Let's see what I got here. Nope, I don't have one sitting here. Actually, or I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a stamped. This one here on this watch is a stamped clasp. You know, this particular style of clasp, it just feels a little more solid. You know, they all hold the watch on the wrist. What's always most important to me is, what I really like is the fact they put a dual push button deployment on this. It's not friction, it's actually a push button on both sides, as opposed to, I'll show you, here I happen to have, here's the new Aragon I just reviewed the other day, and this one here is just a friction clasp. So you do have your double locking clasp on this model, but of course it's just friction holding that together. And that's something Invicta does on a lot of their watches. I like the fact that Neymar went ahead and put that with a dual push button deployment, although there is no secondary lock. But some folks have said, oh, you know, I wish they would have put that on there, but this thing isn't going to fall off your wrist. I mean, it really isn't. I don't know what you're doing to make a watch fall off your wrist. I mean, really. So you have a helium release valve on the side, always a nice feature. Your water resistance on this, they rated at 1,000 meters, I think it is. Yeah, 3,300 feet or 1,000 meters. That's pretty amazing. Now, again, I will never test that, and I don't know. In the instructions, they say that it is tested, but there's no documentation saying that it is. But pretty cool. It is ceramic insert bezel and 120 clicks for the folks who need to hear that. That's what it sounds like. No wobble on the bezel at all. I know some folks, you know, I try to listen to your comments and see what people are, could be concerned with. This is a very, very tight bezel. There is no play in this whatsoever. And one thing that some folks also say is if you are using this for a dive piece and you are using the bezel for its functionality, it is a little hard to turn on this because the watch is pretty small and it is a little bit slippery on the side. But for me personally, I don't buy a watch to do anything with other than wear and enjoy. So to me, that's not really a big deal at all. All mirror polished case. This is 316L stainless steel, which is pretty much standard on any decent quality watch out there. Most watch companies, with the exception of Rolex, are using 316L. And what else you got? 48.6 millimeters from top of the lug to bottom of the lug. And it is a screw down crown, of course. Plenty of lume on this watch as well. I did test this. It's not bad at all. Definitely not as good as, say, the Aqua Dive. They put a lot of lume on this particular watch, but definitely on par with any other brand watch that I personally have reviewed by Invicta, Aragon, whatever. They say Super Blue Luminova BGW9. What I do like about the lume on this here, it is more of a deeper blue as opposed to the kind of like a indigo green on some of the other models that I've seen. 20 millimeter in band width. And you have, of course, brush first class finish, they say. And I have to tell you, I've been pretty impressed with the finish on all the Neymar watches. But, guys, I see some guys reviewing stuff and they're like, oh, man, they'll look at a watch, it's just really expensive, and they'll rationalize it and say, oh, well, the finish on this is just amazing. But yet on an Invicta or a less expensive watch, it's not as good. I personally have never had a watch in the $100 and over range in my collection where you looked at it and said, ooh, that finish is pretty rough. They've all been really nice finishes. I'd like for you to give me an example of one that I can see where there is an issue with the finish, because every Invicta I have, and you can see other videos too, guys who review this watch, review the Invictas, they're always just blown away with the quality of the finish, even at a $75 price point. So, don't believe the hype out there, guys. The finish on this is spectacular. And of course, you have the Neymar logo, laser etched in the back of the brushed stainless steel clasp, and brush finishing down the sides of the band with mirror polishing down the center. Great color combination, simple, clean, classy. I really like this watch. I have so many watches in my collection now. I think I'm going to gift this one to my dad, I think, because I haven't given him a watch yet. So, what else in this? Screw down. It is a sapphire domed crystal, which is a pretty nice feature on a watch of this price. I think that's awesome looking. And what else? That's about it, really. Yeah, that's about all the information they have on here. It is available in two different color combinations, the black on black or the royal blue and black bezel. It's a nice looking piece as well. But I tell you, this is just a nice looking timepiece. So as far as price point, I'll put links in the description if you want to get it on Amazon or eBay. Please follow my links to do so. You can pick it up on Amazon right now for $169 plus free shipping, and I believe that's if you're a Prime member. And of course, if you want to get it in the blue on black, you're looking at about $10 more. Yeah, exactly $10 more, $179.99. Now let me just go ahead and check the eBay pricing too, because you guys know I always want you to get the best price on this here. And let's just see what they have here on eBay. Oh, and I failed to mention one very important thing. They pride themselves in this watch. This has got a 10-year battery life, and it is a quartz movement. They do not list what movement is in the watch, but it is a quartz movement, and they say that you get a 10-year lifetime out of this battery, which is pretty amazing. In 10 years, I'll come back and re-review this watch and let you guys know whether we got 10 years out of it or not. Pretty exceptional, really. Let's give you another quick close-up here. I love it. I think it's great. When they said they were sending me this, again, I was like, you never really know until you get the watch in your hand. And I've had watches sent to me that, I'm not going to drop names, because I always try to stay positive with the good things about a particular watch when I get them. But there's some of those not designer watches, but more like the dress style watches that I've got many from many different companies. And the price point of some of those is like $150, $180. And there is really no comparison with the quality of something like that compared to this. This just blows it out of the water for the price. This is definitely on par with an Invicta Pro Diver, Grand Diver, and in some cases, sometimes when I put this on as opposed to my Grand Diver, I actually feel the difference in this particular watch. And I associate weight a lot of times with quality. And I just personally, it's just, it's not always the case. I mean, definitely not the case. But I just like to feel a watch on my wrist and know it's there. And I just feel like I have what I get with an Invicta. You feel that weight. You just know they're there. You just feel the steel. And it's very, very solid. And this is what I get from this watch, even though it's only 40 millimeters. That's pretty small. All right, so let's just be, what I was going to do here is go on eBay and just see what we have here. So you can pick up the automatic version for about $350. And do they have this one here? This might be, oh, there we go. Nope, that's an automatic as well. Let's see. Let me just type in quartz. Should have did this beforehand, but who cares? Yeah, so this one is not actually on eBay that I can see. So I'll just put a link. I'll put the keywords in there, and if you click the eBay link, and maybe they'll put it on in the future, you might find it, but it is definitely available on Amazon directly from Neymar, and I'm just going to link you guys there because you're getting it directly from the manufacturer, and I always think that's the best thing to do when you're buying, as long as the price is right, and the price is definitely right. Sometimes you'll look on websites, you'll see the manufacturer's price is a lot more than what you can get it for. For instance, like with the Bulova Precisionist, you want to go to Bulova and buy it, $800 retail. You want to get it on eBay, $280. So just kind of keep that in mind. But in this case, this is an exceptional value on Amazon Direct. All right, let's go ahead and throw it on the wrist here. I've been sick the entire week. Missed the whole last week of work. Recorded a whole bunch of videos the week prior. So I will be adding those. I just haven't felt like doing anything. This is the first day I've been up and I feel exhausted. So bear with me on that. I will add more videos in the next coming weeks here. And yeah, I mean, all right. So what I was saying was I'm about 5'7.5". I weigh, after being sick, I'm probably down to 160 pounds. So I guess that's a good thing, but not the healthiest way to lose weight. So all these watches will always look pretty big on me. So here it is on my 7-inch wrist. And you can see, even 40 millimeter. I mean, we get desensitized. We just think 40 millimeter is like small, but it's really not small. I think really anything under 40 millimeter is starting to get a little small. But I mean, to each their own. Whatever you guys like is what you should wear. But I think that's a very nice looking watch. I have it sized a little bit looser because my dad's wrists are bigger than mine, so I want to make sure it fits him. So I left the link out of it. I would wear it a little bit tighter personally, but it's still. I mean, some folks like to. It's always kind of a pet peeve of mine when guys wear their watches like this. You're supposed to wear it above this bone in your wrist right there. That's the proper place to wear it. But again, to each their own. Whatever makes you happy is what's important. Just a great looking watch. Nice quality finish on it. I mean, just nice weight. I mean, I'm really impressed with Neymar. I gotta tell you, and a lot of times when I'll get watches as samples, sometimes I'm impressed, and sometimes I'm like, it's cool. It's generous of them to send that watch. I'll share it. It might appeal to somebody, but I have a lot of watches that were sent to me that they're great to have in the collection, and I'm sure I'll wear it once in a while. But like, there's some watches I have that I've received that I've reviewed and I've never actually wore. And, something like this, the Neymar ones, I got to tell you, they've got a decent amount of wrist time already, and I've owned them just in a short amount of time. So I think my dad is really going to like this. All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot for bearing with me on this, my video review of being out for a week. I feel exhausted, I'll be honest with you. So remember to click the link in description. If you need more information, let me know. I can email my contact over there at Neymar. If you have any questions, I can definitely help you out. And if you do make a purchase, please do it through my link. You'll not only get the best value, but you also help to support the channel. So subscribe, click like, comment, tell me what you guys think. And as always, have a wonderful day, guys. Take care.